very worried and very disturbed. In the sense that I've called again to discuss the bizarre and the bad act that took place at Ayawaso West Wab. And the question I started asking myself since yesterday, and I want, if I can get answers, the motive and the reason behind what we saw yesterday, the event, the commemorative event that the NDC others organized at Ayawaso West Wagon. I think that Sena, I don't want to go back, because electoral violence in this country is something that we all have to be speaking against, because we have had instances where people lost their life, others have been maimed, long even before what took place in Ayawaso. But my worry is those instances, to be fair and candid, were not given the needed attention and the hype like what we have experienced and continue to experience in the case of Ayawaso. If we take the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, we are all equal before the law. But this is not a justification to what happened. And Sena, let me take you back. When the incident happened, they were outraged, and the people of Ghana said no. Based on the consent and the attachment of the feeling of the people to the incident, the president, being the listening president, is set up the Milshot Commission. And I think that the way forward at this juncture would have been putting pressure or making the most noise for government to implement the portions of the commission that government agreed with the commission. But not to go organize and remind us of what has happened. I call it is nothing but it's a political, and others want to score political points. That is the issue. But it is very true that we should be going forward as a nation. And I believe sincerely that government will not renege. Government will indeed implement the portions of the commission's reports that government agree with the commission, i.e. compensation of the victim. And if we read the report, there were security lapses in terms of coordination from national security to Ghana police services, and which need to be transformed, which need to be looked at by the state. And I am of the firm conviction that going forward, government will make sure the right things are put in place for coordination purposes. Why? If you have a disjointed security forces in this country, it doesn't inure to the benefit of anybody, whether it is NPP or NDC or any political party in this country. You have a better security services in this country, you are assured. Like Uncle set an example, if there is any external aggression, he used Burkina Faso and Togo an example, the security forces will be responsive and better enough to face the challenge. That is what we are looking for. But I don't want, and I don't have much to talk about what took place in Ayawaso. This was bad act. Ghanaians condemn it. Every political party issue a statement and condemn it. And the president has issued a commission. The commission sat for a very long time, came up with their report. The government has looked at the report, agreed on some portions of the report, and disagreed with some portions of the report. Even implementing the portions of the reports that government agreed, that will still make us achieve as a nation. So I think that that is where our focus should be. But what took place yesterday, I thought maybe it's a reminder of maybe to score political points and to remind those people who, the victims, who were actually caught up in this act, that what they have suffered and the agony they are still going through. And I think that as a nation, aside the political expediency, it is not helping our national cohesion. But I want to assure and say that, the president is a human rights lawyer, and he has always demonstrated And I want to say he will definitely implement that portions of the report. With the issue of, Sena, that is what I have to say on the Ayawaso West Wagon incident. With the issue of the electoral commission, Sena, my party position has been consistent. Even in our operation days, we said that we need credible, transparent register. And at a point, we wanted a new voter register. We exercised our democratic powers within that period, but we never got our way. But that is not to say that that is informing the decision of the Electoral Commission to compile a new register. And our position is still clear. We have never deviated from that. We still said that we want a very credible voter register. Whatever the Electoral Commission will do to get us a new voter register, it is what we are looking for. But Sena, I have a small point to say now. If what you have read, after the meeting, the IPAC meeting, that comprises the Electoral Commission and the political parties, including the Eminent Advisory Committee, which was set up by the Electoral Commission itself.
And CSOs.
Exactly. And then, shortly after the meeting, we've heard that the commission, the eminent advisory body, said they have listened to both sides, and in due course they will come out with a report as to the way forward. And they are yet to come out with that. And the Electoral Commission has gone to announce, to issue a statement of recruitment of officials and other people to go ahead with the register. Then what is the essence and the purpose of setting the eminent commission for advisory? So they themselves push seems not to be helping the matters. And Sena, let's be very, for the first time in our history, let's approach this issue in a national form. If this country is in flames, where do we have to go? You set up a commission to advise and respect, and you are going against them, and you are not respecting them. Then how do you expect the political parties to respect them? So right from day one, you have caused trouble, and you won't get the support of the stakeholders in moving forward. And Ghana is bigger than the Electoral Commission. And if by their own act, the intention should be clear and the intention should be good. But if you don't manage it very well and the end result is disastrous, then you will be held responsible. So I totally disagree with the Electoral Commission on that. So if you know this is your plan, why engage in the whole country? And look at the tension that characterized. On that particular day, everybody was waiting to hear the outcome of the meeting. So I am extremely worried on that score. So it defeats the purpose. So now whatever the eminent advisory body will come out with, will not carry more weight. Will not carry more weight. So if their report is contrary to the position of the Electoral Commission, are they going back? So that is what I have to say. Though we are interested in our position is clear with a very credible register, but I think they have to be mindful of their steps in moving this country forward. Others have been there. There are more tension situations that they confronted them. And Afrojan is an example, but he always brings his experience, maturity to the bed to make sure he carries the country along. This one, it has to be looked at beyond partisan lenses. It is very, very important.